Alright guys, this is just a video update. I know that everybody is aware that I was trying my best to go to Alaska for that fishing job, but that stupid traffic ticket prevented me from doing that. But they told me to reapply in February for next year, and I'm going to do that. Lots happened since I last made a video. I quit the job at Hardee's only because, for two reasons. One being, they don't have the AC fixed in that building. They've been trying to get it fixed for over a year now, the heating and air in it. Back there next to those ovens, and they have a flame broiled grill that's just flames back there. And when I tell you I was soaking my clothes and getting sick from being too hot, look here. I don't mind working hard and in crap conditions, but for $9 an hour, look, I'm not killing myself to come home and still not be able to pay my bare necessity bills. And I'm talking bare necessity. All right, $9 an hour is not getting it. And I'm not killing myself for that. So the kids have already left the property. They couldn't take it anymore. Not having money and struggling was so bad that they went ahead and left so that Colton had a better chance of getting a job in Cleveland, where my other daughter is. So they went and moved in with my other daughter temporarily until he could get a job there. Then they're going to get their own place. See her? Say hi, Kaiya. That's Miss Kaiya. I'll go into detail about her in a minute. She's another thing that happened recently. But, do you like your chew toy? Did you like your chew toy? Yeah. Good girl. It's such a good girl. We'll talk about Kaiya in a minute, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that job. I'm talking about having to go stand in the freezer and feeling like I'm going to pass out. It's so hot. I asked them if I could put a fan back there. Told me no. I have heat intolerance anyway. That's one reason I don't want to be in the South, especially in the summer. Anyway, so the kids moved. I got a son that's living in Tucson that him and his fiance are about to have my first grandbaby from him. And a good friend of mine that's an old sweetheart that I've loved. I've always loved him. But he lives out in Tucson now, and he invited me to come stay with him to be there for when my grandson or my granddaughter is born. Just found out my youngest daughter in South Dakota is newly pregnant. So this is my plan. I'm going to go to Tucson. I'm going to stay with Mike and spend a few months there where I can see my son and be there when the baby's born. Then I'm going to go to South Dakota and spend the last half of my daughter's pregnancy with her. And by then, it'll be time to go to Alaska. Now, having said that, I'm going to be making trips back and forth to see my girls in Cleveland and my grandkids in Cleveland, Tennessee. So that's the plan. Now, the kids have already left. I can't leave just yet because there's some things I have to take care of first before I can leave. One being my little 10-month-old female German Shepherd that I've got. I was going to keep her. She was my pick of the litter. Not this past litter, but the one previous to that. And I liked her so much, I was going to keep her and raise her and use her for breeding. Because I don't do no more than 3 or 4 litters in a dog's lifetime. I don't breed them to death. So she was going to replace her mother, right? And back up, Kai, get in the back. But with moving to Tucson, I don't have room to take all the dogs with me, even though I want to. But she was originally up for adoption anyway, and she has not imprinted on me. She loves me, but she's kind of take it or leave it. You know what I mean? So I've got her up for adoption. And Kaiya here, she's a good girl. She's from a litter from, she'll be 2 in March. And a wonderful family adopted her from me 2 years ago this March. Or it would have been May when they picked her up, because they pick her up at 8 weeks old. But Kaiya, you're going to have to sit back, baby. I can't see. But she's not even 2. German Shepherds don't start to mentally mature until after 2. And they're not fully grown until after 2, physically either. Alright? So what happened was, the family that had adopted her, they're good buddies of mine. When they adopted her, they had 1 toddler, and the mother had just finished school. Right? Or what she was doing at that time in school. Pardon me, I'm going to eat while I talk, because I've got to hurry and be somewhere. But, they had 1 toddler. She just got her teaching degree at the time they adopted Kaiya. And they weren't planning for any other major things to happen where they had time for Kaiya. Right? No, ma'am. Now, she has to learn manners. Since then, they both went back to school full time. They're both working full time, and now they have a new baby and a toddler. They were heartbroken, but they reached out to me and they're like, hey, Sayla, you know, we love Kaiya, but it's not fair to her. She's always at home by herself. Now, in my adoption agreements, I have a 0 rehoming policy. You're not allowed to get a puppy from me and then it be a knee-jerk decision, and then whenever down the road you decide to get rid of the dog. That don't fly with me, okay? So in my adoption agreement, I beg everybody to be 100% certain they can commit to that dog for its lifetime. Come what may. Alright? Now, there's a penalty for breaking that contract. That's why when I go to adopt a puppy to somebody, they're not just calling me asking questions about getting a dog. I interview them. I'm looking for a certain fit that I know will be successful. Okay? Have an experience with the breed, or can have a conversation with me and me know that you've done your research on this dog, on this breed of dog. This is not a breed that you can go adopt it, put a bowl of food and a bowl of water in the floor and forget about it. You can't. Some dogs you can do that. This is not the kind. They want to work. They're not happy. They get depressed. They get destructive. This dog has been right with me ever since I picked her up. Ever since. She's been happy as a lark. Now, they sent her to a training thing, a 2-week training thing when she was a pup, maybe about a year old. But they haven't had time to continue working with her. And it's all gone out the door. She has no manners at all. She pulls on the leash. She jumps up and snaps. And now keep in mind, I'm going to say something about this. She jumps up and claps her teeth in your face. That's how German Shepherds communicate with each other. She's not being mean and trying to bite me. But she's got to learn that's unexcusable. You can't do that. She tries to help herself to my food. She has no manners. She doesn't know how to behave herself. She doesn't know how to act in public. She's riding around with me and running errands, and I'm taking her in stores and stuff because I'm training her. I want her to be a good fit for somebody. So Kaiya is available. She's available. I've got her and a 10-month-old sable that's available. I'm going to pull over up here. I'm going to show y'all something. But I got to rehome them before I can leave. And as soon as I do that, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm going to Tucson. Alright, so watch out, Kai. Every puppy that I breed comes with a folder. Okay? On the back. This one don't have much on it. Because I've started doing things differently. Okay? On the back of every folder for every puppy, you have the dog's AKC number. I leave name blank so you can name your puppy. The birth date, microchip number, the name of the sire, the name of the dame. I put the vaccinations. I put what the puppy's been fed. I put the worming schedule. Okay? Inside is a lot of good information from AKC. Lots of stuff in there. This is also where I tell everybody to keep your vet records. These are vet records. That's a certificate. Vet records, right? This is her certificate of training. That training she had. Keep your vet records, your receipts, your proof of spay, your proof of especially rabies. There's a vet record from where I took her when she was 8 weeks old. Every puppy will get one of these as well. This is your registration, AKC registration form for AKC. Every puppy gets one in their folder. Right? Now you can fill it out and mail it in. Or you can do it online. This is the paper for the microchip that every puppy's chipped with. You can do that online. Register that online as well. All puppies have to have their microchip registered. That's in our adoption agreement. Because if something happens, I want numbers and contacts down where somebody can be called and pick the dog up. I am listed as an emergency contact on every microchip. If somebody adopts a puppy from me and says, I think I'm going to take it to the pound, guess what? I get a phone call and I go get the dog. And then I'll see them in court for dumping their dog like that. I don't play games, y'all. Once you send off for the registration, you get a birth certificate. This can detach her birth certificate. Right? On the back, it's like a car title in a way. You have to sign it over. And then you can it's an option, you can get a copy of their pedigree. It's a certified AKC pedigree. A lot of people will take this pedigree and the bottom half birth certificate and frame them together and hang them on their wall. Don't have to do that, but some people do. Anyway, I've got all of her records, and also there'll be a business card, one of my business cards in the front flap of the folder as well. And this is a pet passport, health passport, where you keep records of all the shots they've had, health records, all the shots, all the health records. This is good when traveling out of state. You're supposed to keep vet records for your animals. So that's a folder that everybody gets with a puppy. Kaiya's has more stuff in it because she's older. She's got more vet records added to it. You know, her dog training, her obedience training in there. So she's got more stuff, right? No. Sit down. She needs training. That's what I'm doing now. She's been fed. She's not hungry. And I just gave her raw bacon as a treat too. This breed of dog has to be trained. They're highly energetic. They will eat your house if you leave them at home by themselves all the time. You can't do it. And it's not fair to keep them kenneled all the time. There's a fine for calling me to come get your dog once you've had your dog. Because then I have to straighten out any behavior issues. And here's the thing. I try to home them where that's not going to be an issue. People that know what they're doing, have experience with the breed, or can and have the ability to take them to a trainer and go get training yourself. You don't need to train just your dog. You need to learn you need to be trained yourself on how to handle the dog. Right? I'm not faulting the family that had Kaiya. Great people. They thought they understood. And I explain things to them, you know. But the longer I've done this, the more I see, the more I need to do to prepare people and really make sure they can cope with a dog like this. It's a lot of work. Now, as a dog gets older and it's like 3 and 4 years old, you know, the chewing up things stop. They calm down a little bit, but they're always going to be energetic. That's just the fact of the matter, you know? But like I said, she'll be 2 in March. And I'm glad they called me to get her. Because they didn't have time to give her the attention she needed. It wasn't fair to her. And you don't keep up with the dog and interact with the dog, it starts straying away from its training and doing what it wants to. She's a good dog and she's really sweet. But I'm having to retrain her. She has 0 manners right now. So I want to train her before she goes to another home and train them and make sure, I try my best to make sure they go to homes that are going to be forever homes. People that know how to work with them, who know how to raise them, who know what they need to be happy. And those that have the ability to give them that, because it's a lot. Right? One lady called me. She's like, well, I would like to have her, and I have experience with the breed, but we're going on vacation in 4 weeks. I'm going to wait till then to get her. I said, no. If you're the kind of person that wants a German Shepherd, don't leave your dog. If you're not the kind of person that can take your dog on vacation with you, don't get one. Don't get one. She had already come back and said, well, I got to talk my husband into it. I said, I'm sorry, I can't let you adopt a dog. I'm not sending an animal to a home where somebody's had their arm twisted into getting one. That's how that dog ends up in a shelter later. I'm not doing it, guys. I have no games to play when it comes to these dogs. I know there are families out there, lots of families out there, that know what they're doing, can absolutely give them a good home and be successful in it. That's the kind of people I'm looking for to adopt these dogs. Because that type of person also takes great joy in being with their dog all the time and working with their dog. If you're the type of person that likes the way a German Shepherd looks, don't get a German Shepherd because of that. Don't do it. You're part of the problem. You're part of the shelter problem. Because in 2 months, when you ain't got time to exercise this energetic dog, I'm not trying to take every dog that I adopt out back. The whole purpose is for them to go to homes that are good for them, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of the above. So Kaiya is up for adoption. Treva, my 10-month-old sable, is up for adoption. But it's, look, there's more to it than messaging me and saying, hey, I want to adopt your dog. How much? I don't care if you got $1 million. If you're not the right fit for my dogs, you're not getting one. Anyway, I'm not trying to come off as hateful or upset or mad or angry. I'm not. I'm just on the soapbox about that because I catch so much grief for being a breeder and everybody telling me I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. I'm extremely careful on who gets my puppies. And one thing I promise you, no dog that I breed will ever land and stay in a shelter. Everybody I've adopted to knows you're signing an agreement saying you are 100% sure you can commit full-time to this animal. What if they die? I had a guy that adopted a puppy from me that passed away. You know what happened to that puppy? I got a call from the shelter. His family took that puppy to the shelter. They scanned the microchip, called me. That puppy's with a wonderful home now. No dog that I breed will be homeless. Not gonna happen. That was my commitment I made when I started breeding. They called and told me they couldn't keep Kaiya anymore. I drove 2 hours to go pick her up. One way. No. I said no. No manners. She's got her chew toy. Where's your toy at? Get it, Kaiya. I went and bought her one of those tough chew toys. Give her something to chew on. I had to running the gas station for a minute, and I left the car on, and I put my signs up in the window telling everybody not to break my windows because the AC's running and the radio's on. Went in the gas station just for a second, come back out, and she's chewed up something in the car. I'm telling you, everybody thinks puppies are grown when they look like they have an adult-sized body. That's not the case. You got to think mentally, right? They're not mentally and even physically. I'm talking about their growth plates closed, where they're not growing anymore, until sometimes after 2 years old. And I'll tell you another issue with Kaiya. This is the family that I was telling y'all about. I tell everybody, do not, you have to spay and neuter your dog. You have to, for my adoption agreement. But you have to be a responsible dog owner and not let a female get out and get pregnant. You can do it, it's just being responsible. Don't alter them until they're at least 2 years old. You want to know why? It voids my health guarantee. It causes development problems when you take their hormones away, their growth hormones away. It causes behavioral issues. She should be more mature mentally right now than she is. They took her hormones away from her way too young. Why? Because the vet talked them into it and told them I was wrong and that she's going to get cancer if they don't spay her at 8 months old. Veterinarians will lie to you because they're passionate about the overpopulation problem, right? They don't care if your dog dies young from health problems from being spayed too young or neutered too young. They don't care if some animals die. They see it as we have overpopulation issue. They don't care, and they know full well when they alter a dog too young what health problems it causes. They know. They're not going to tell you that, though. Such a good girl. Such a good girl. My goodness, I'm such a good girl. Oh, such a good girl. I just need to learn some manners, that's all. But don't y'all think she looks just like Tova? Tova's her mama. She looks just like Tova. I put a picture of her up on Facebook, and my sister said, "Oh, Tova, I love her, my girl." And I said, "That's not Tova, baby. That's her daughter." She thought it was Tova. She looks just like Tova. If I didn't know any better, I think it was her. Which, I mean, I do. I know Tova well enough to know the little differences, but anyway, I'm sorry I've been ranting. I just get really passionate about this. Like, I catch a lot of heat, guys, because I'm a breeder. I'm evil. I need to go get a real job. I know right there, whoever says that to me already don't know what they're talking about. Breeding is hard work. It's work. Back up. You're not getting that food. But anyway, so that's the update. I found out my daughter in South Dakota is expecting a baby. Alaska's on hold until next year. The kids have already left the property and moved in with my other daughter, Felicia, down in Cleveland, Tennessee. And I'm leaving for Tucson. As soon as I adopt these puppies, and I'm waiting on some important mail to come to the P.O. box before I leave, and to pick up my last check from Hardee's. That's it. And then I'll be on my way to Tucson. So, I don't think I really have anything else right now. I'll go ahead and let you guys go. This video's already gone on way too long, but it's about 30 minutes long. I'll be lucky if anybody even watches it past 5 minutes anyway. But I love you all. I'll keep you guys updated, and when I go to leave for Tucson here in a couple days, I'll definitely document it. But send me comments, like, subscribe, something. Communicate with me, interact with me. I'm doing this to make friends. But I love you all. Bye.